Alright, what's good, guys? It's been a while since I've done one of these pick'ems for any tournament. This is the first one I'm going to do for Valorant Champions. Um, so, pretty excited to get into it. I guess I could go over my group stage pick'ems. Not good. These are actually wrong. I didn't have RRQ winning. I don't know why it has this here. It sounds like I'm lying, but actually, if I go on my Valorant account, on my pick'ems there, I have Fnatic winning. So, this is a lie. And I'll always say this. On the international stage, bro, RQ is one of those teams you never bet on. So this is wrong, and you guys just have to believe me. Um, this one, I can explain myself a little more. Obviously, Paper X are gonna win everything anytime. Sentinels, man, I had not high hopes for them, but I had bare minimum hopes. Like, of all the groups that Sentinels could have qualified out of, bro, this had to be one of the easier ones. Not to disrespect Giant X or Z Light Gaming. They're obviously great teams to have made it into champs, but I mean, this if you can't qualify in this group, you're not going to qualify in any, right? And Sentinels clearly couldn't qualify. This one, you have to believe me. I had MIBR Fnatic making it out. Not too high on Billy Gaming, and then RQ. Like I said, they just never show up in internationals. It's only been 2 times, but sometimes you just get a feel for that team. That it only takes one time to know what they're about. This one, I had NRG qualifying through lowers, so even though I was high on them, I was higher than them on Liquid. Like Team Liquid coming out of EMEA first seed. You gotta believe in them, right? Clearly not. And then for DRX, I thought they were good. I even gave them the win against EDG, even though a lot of people at the time didn't think of them at all. But just so happens I was wrong completely in this one. NRG do qualify, but through the uppers, and Team Liquid, they just bomb. Um, a lot of bad vibes around this team. A lot of drama online, and unfortunately, it felt like only Kiko and Nat showed up. So I will say for the rebuild this off season, at least they have a good queue to build around. But very tough showing out of Team Liquid. I mean, the first game against DRX kind of just set them up for failure. They got dismantled, and for DRX, one of the greater teams coming out of groups. I'm very high on them. I think the Waylay looks great. I think both their duelists are shooting, and Mako is having some plays as well. So, I mean, like I said, one of the teams like MIBR who shouldn't have even made it to champs, and they look like a contender, bro. Honestly, they really do look good. And then here, um, I was high on T1. This was kind of more of a shot in the dark. I was wrong. I was down on Team Heretics. I've been high on Team Heretics for a long time. They've disappointed me a lot, so they kind of got to gain back that respect. And then for G2, they also disappointed me. They end up qualifying, but through the lowers in some less than clean games. And for Team Heretics, I'm not going to give them the respect yet, but a good group stage run. We know they're pretty good in groups all the time, though, right? So not too like, even though I had them going out in groups, it's not the craziest thing ever. Um, and so let's go into our playoff bracket. Okay, this was a bait for like a clip farm that I'm gonna upload later. So I didn't believe in any of that. Let's start with the upper quarterfinals. Fnatic DRX, pretty staple game here. We've seen this matchup a handful of times. I think once in every champs. I think DRX look great. I really do. I like their Waylay comps. I like the way they're playing the game right now. But I also like Fnatic. Um, Boaster having a freaking pretty good tournament, right? I mean, I don't think he's going to keep up this form. But with that being said, I don't think we've seen the best of Kayak. I don't think we've seen the best of Alfier. And Fnatic has that big game boost for me, where their players play exceptionally better in a big game. They don't play worse. They don't play to their standard. They actually play better. And I think Fnatic, as the tournament goes on, as long as they keep this form, this momentum, they'll only get better, right? So I gotta give it to Fnatic. Drink some water here. And truthfully, almost all these games are 50-50, so I could either look very smart or very dumb. Paper X versus G2, gotta give it to Paper X. G2, not the most impressive run out of their bracket. Paper X, pretty clean, winning versus Z Light Gaming, and then Giant X. I'm pretty sure. something top rated VLR player. You know, he's having an insane tournament. But you also have Jing. Jing has been a little quiet this year in my eyes, and he's starting to perform pretty well. So you have pretty much three guys, give or take, every match that'll give you insane performances. And then on top of that, it's not like Devi and Patman are scrubs. They're just on PRX, you know? Like, they're really good. It's just that their other three teammates are so good that they don't even get the chance to kill people. So, I mean, honestly, PRX are insane form. Insane form. I think this is a 50-50, bro, but I have to go with the team that I believe will win champs in Paper X. And let's go. Let's keep going down the list here. Team Heretics MIBR. Gotta give it to MIBR. Like I said, Team Heretics haven't shown me what I need to see. This playoff match and this upper semifinal will show me what I need to see. But until then, I can't back them. MIBR looking great. Aspas, shooting like an all-time player that he is. You know, MIBR don't really have that high stakes game stat for me, but what they do have is a low pressure stat. They shouldn't even be here. Same for DRX, even though I didn't give them that credit here. But MIBR shouldn't be here at all. They have no pressure on them. They're just playing a play. Cortesia is bringing great vibes. I think the whole team is meshing pretty well. And, I mean, it's like a final Hail Mary. Like, imagine your series or your season being over, and then you get a call up and you're like, wait, you're on the biggest stage. Like, how are you going to play? You know what I mean? It's like a dream come true, really. These guys had so much time to work on stuff. I mean, MIBR realistically had the best opportunity to have a run in this entire tourney with just the amount of time they got to work on new things. So, and like I said, they're all looking really good. So I'm gonna give them that one. Then NRG versus Giant X. No disrespect to Giant X. I think Giant X are another one of those teams that have been very impressive. You got players like Ara who are doing things you wouldn't expect of them. Like, not a lot of people probably even knew who Ara was coming into the tournament. Or, I mean, he just came into Tier 1, right? So not a lot of people knew him at all. And he's been playing insane. Gotta give it to NRG, though. I'll tell you what, NRG's wins haven't been convincing. They've been 2 comebacks. So in terms of how long they can keep that train going, I don't know. Like, I'd like to see a cleaner win out of them. I think this is a good opportunity for NRG to get that clean win. This is also a good bracket for them. They avoid all of these top dogs. If NRG were ever going to make a run, this is going to be the bracket they make it in, and this is going to be the game to start them off. You got, you know, Brock, not doing too well, actually. I think Scuba has been doing the best this tournament. And like I said, I give NRG that big game stat as well. I think Sam performs in big games. I think Scuba performs in big games. Brock, I think their whole roster is built for the bright lights, so I'll give it to them. Let's do lowers. Okay. DRX G2. And this is the part that sucks, because as much as I want to give DRX, like, dude, they're looking insane. If they were in this bracket, they could make a decent run. But they're in the bracket with 3 of the best teams in the world. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the top 3 was, you know, Paper X, G2, Fnatic, or something. So it's tough, man. It's tough. I just have to give this one to G2, bro. America's bias. You know, potential man team bias. Like, G2 just cannot go out like this, right? I mean, this... If G2 went out in lower round 1, it would be just as bad as Zen's performance, objectively. Can't happen. DRX, great team. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if DRX won this and maybe ended up, like, here with, like, a patented top 4, top 5 finish. But in this world, you know, I just have to have G2 going through. Just have to. No reasoning. I just have to. Team Heretics versus Giant X. I'll give Team Heretics that one. Giant X, a good team. But, you know, I do give them a little nerf in terms of the big game moments. You know, this is a very young team. Like, 2 rookies, and they're, like, new rookies, right? Just joined last stage. For Team Heretics, man, say what you will, they've been here a lot of times before. I think Team Heretics will be able to win that one. And, like I said, they've been looking good this tourney. Like, really, I'm underrating them heavy. So, I'll at least give them that. Let's go into the upper semis. Fnatic versus Paper X. This is another one of the close ones. Map pool wise, I think Paper X look more more confident. Like, I'm more confident in their map pool. Form wise, like, it would really depend on the Fnatic DRX game. Like, I think if Fnatic do end up beating DRX, their form is good enough to beat Paper X. Is my read. But it's another one of those where if I go for Fnatic, I'm just batting on like what I want to happen. You just gotta give that one to Paper X. Like, really, I'm giving Paper X the traditional G2 treatment in this pick'em and just having them win everything because they earned it. Like, the treatment the G2 gets, Paper X deserve tenfold. So I'm gonna give that to them. MIBR NRG, again, perfect bracket for NRG to make a run. MIBR have been looking great, but you gotta give it to NRG, bro. I think, like, NRG, they've looked better domestically. They've not looked better internationally. Like, in this champs, I think MIBR's run has been a lot more clean. But, oh, oops. Well, that doesn't count. Don't look at that. But I do think NRG will win this game for no particular reason. I do like how I'm not backing up any of my points here. I will make it a point to, like, have thoughts next pick'em I make. I'm kind of just saying this stuff I'm saying with no argument. But you have to believe me. But I'll make it, like, a point to have arguments for next time. Because I just made this in the spur of the moment. Like, I was just watching Plat Chat, and I was like, wait, let me do one of these. So it's probably very low quality, but it's fine. I just spilled water on myself. Anyway, lower round 2, MIBR G2. I'm giving G2 the G2 treatment. It's tough for MIBR. It's tough for any of these teams to go out, man. Like, MIBR, pretty respectable team. Legendary player there for Aspas. You know, if Aspas was able to even make an upper final or lower final in the form he is in right now, bro, he would definitely start getting there for the GOAT conversations. I think a lot of people have Chronicle, but I think Aspas, man, if he could keep up what he's doing, he would definitely cement himself in the GOAT spot for a lot of people. But it's just so unlikely that I have to go for G2. You just look at the roster up down. I mean, this one I could back up easily. Trent, probably better than Verno, right? Leaf, probably better than Cortesia. Valen, I mean, I guess I should have compared Valen to Verno because he's IGL. But, I mean, yeah, Verno's not out-calling Valen in 100 years, right? You have one team that's, like, newly brought together, right? Like, newly in comparison to the fact that Valen has been with the core of G2 for, what, 3 years? He's been calling his entire career. Huge experience gap, right? I mean, if MIBR managed to overcome that, you gotta give it to them. Fnatic versus Team Heretics. Nice little regional, or, yeah, that's how you say it, right? Regional matchup here. Again, the big player, you know, quality I'm giving to Fnatic. Team Heretics, this feels like a game they would fold. It also feels like a game they would pointlessly win just to, like, take out the team I like and then end up losing to G2. But I don't want to manifest that, so I'm gonna give it to Fnatic. I think Alfier, I mean, he's mad, right? He wanted the MVP last turn. He hasn't been playing insane yet. He hasn't been playing to the level he did last international. You know, if he ramps up, it could look scary. Also, Kayak, man. I think Kayak has, like, the most raw mechanical potential out of any player in this tourney. Like, you see this guy's aces, and it's like, what the fuck am I watching? And he hasn't been doing insane. I mean, Boaster's out-fragging him, right? Boaster's having a good tourney, no offense to him, but sooner than later, you know, some of these guys gotta start. Not that they're playing terrible, but their potential is just so high that they haven't reached it yet. So, gotta back Fnatic. Paper X NRG, short and simple, man. Paper X, they're gonna win a lot of games. And I do think NRG, don't get like a fluke run to the upper final. By all means, they gotta beat top 8 teams. But it is way easier than doing it from the top of the bracket. This top of the bracket and this bottom of the bracket is like the difference between 6 foot and 5'11". It's massive, right? So you do have to bear that in mind. G2 versus Fnatic. Um, Hold up. Let me check my phone, see what time it is. Oh my god, I thought I wasn't recording for a second. Okay. G2 versus Fnatic. This is another very close one. I gotta tell you what, man. I just want to back Fnatic because of my heart. G2, bro. They haven't looked amazing this year. Shaky first upper bracket or first bracket run, right? It wasn't clean out of them. I think Fnatic's run was pretty clean. They faced what? Billy and RRQ. No, MIBR and RRQ. They didn't look too good against MIBR. But maybe that's just credit to MIBR. And as bad as they looked, they ended up coming back. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Fnatic haven't looked at their peak potential. There's a lot of room for improvement. G2 also, I guess, haven't looked to their peak potential. But since I don't like them as much, I'll just argue that they won't get to their peak. And Fnatic will win. And that's not biased at all. Lower final. Again, I want to give NRG one of these wins, man. But truthfully, dude, they get a solid bracket run through here. They get a free top 3, right? Just being in the lower final, you get top 3. So really, I mean, bro, you could say it's a Mickey Mouse top 3. NRG are a good team, but it is like way easier to get a top 3. Like if I put G2 in this bracket, they're getting top 3, guaranteed. I'm not even trolling you. I think honestly, if I wasn't such a Team Heretics downer, you could say the same for them, but a little less. I think G2 would be better in this bracket than Team Heretics, but it's not the here nor there. I will have to give that one to Fnatic. I'm kind of lame. I'm in same grand final. Nah, maybe go for NRG. This is a little hot take. I think, I mean, if I'm going to go for hot takes, I might as well go all the way and give NRG the grand final win. What's the cope for the Fnatic? The map pool again, Fnatic's map pool, not the greatest, right? I think a lot of the maps that they're good at are, in common, like Lotus. It's the only one I could think of. I think Lotus, Brock, Odin comes to mind. I think that could take them for a doozy. So we'll give that to NRG. And then the cope for Paper X against NRG. Ethan IGL Masterclass, right? Maybe there's a world where Ethan's one knife, one flash, one molly KO fake start working. Full pause. I don't think Ethan's calling's bad, right? But sometimes he does cheeky fakes like that. Maybe they work against Paper X a round or two. Maybe they get some ult round momentum off of it, and maybe that's what catapults them into a win, right? I mean, NRG versus Paper X, that might be the perfect team for NRG to play, right? NRG feels like a good-ass team to just absorb pressure. They got a lot of more passive players. And then Mata feels like a good guy to just go head-to-head against the somethings, and fight them at the front. So I'll just hot take pick, so it's not like the most boring thing ever. NRG winning. So that's my pick'em. Appreciate y'all for watching. Next video I make, hopefully I'll have more stats and evidence to back up my points. If y'all like this, let me know. If you want me to do this with anyone, let me know. Yeah. Alright, peace.